I'm Deb, and I'm here with a sketchbook tour. This is the 10th sketchbook. However, this is my 11th sketchbook tour. How did that happen? Well, I have 10 other sketchbooks. Just one of them I refused to number because the paper was such garbage. No, I don't even want to talk about it. If you want to see, you can watch that video. Anyway, if you're new here, like I said, my name's Debbie, and I am a full-time artist in Ohio, and I make like greeting cards and stickers and tote bags and mugs and all sorts of fun stuff that I sell on the internet to you in my online shop, debbiedrawsfunny.com, and I wholesale them out to some retail stores across the US and Canada. I'm going to put a QR code here so that you can check out stuff, and it has all my linky-doos, and I would love your support as an independent artist. So, you know, head on over there. Maybe find something special. Am I doing enough of that? So today, you are here for a sketchbook tour, and I'm excited to give it to you. Also, I'm wearing my own merchandise because I have to be a self-promotional slut, okay? Listen, I gotta plug my stuff. I gotta do it because it's spooky season and I've got Halloween stuff, and let's see, this cozy sweatshirt. It's a Ouija board and it says, "Talk spooky to me." Now I'm 5'0" and I'm wearing a large, so I got a little bit of this situation happening, but it's cozy and I like it. I like a loose fit on a sweatshirt because the last thing I want is something that's warm, that's super tight, especially across my chest, since I am a bosomy woman. So I want the space. In fact, this is so spacious. Like when I turn this up, you can't even tell that I have boobs, which is exactly how I want it. So yay me. So today's sketchbook, we're gonna look at all the stuff I did. I haven't looked at it in quite a while. So some of these are going to be some surprise memories for me, I guess. Oh, and if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing because I would appreciate that. We're a small baby channel and we're trying to grow to at least toddler size. So yeah. All right, let's get into it.
It's showtime.
And I'm also working in 2 sketchbooks at this time. So I'll show you a little sneak peek of those too. Okay, so I haven't even decorated this one yet with stickers, but this is my 11th sketchbook. It's what I'm working in right now. I started this in May. I am like a third of the way through, like about a third, yeah. I did a couple of things in here in videos, if you're interested in watching those, the process. And then this is my little travel guide, little travel baby sketchbook. And it's not the greatest paper in the world, but I'm about halfway through it, so yeah. And I don't think I have filmed anything that I did in this one, and that is my holographic cat sticker. Okay, so for today's sketchbook, I always forget if it's an A4 or A5, whatever the 8 by 10 inch measurement is. I want to say it's that's got to be A4. I think that's A4, and this is A5, which is like 5 by 7. This is a Strathmore Mixed Media sketchbook. It is about 8 by 10 inches, hardcover. I prefer a hardcover because if I take it out places, which I'm usually not taking one this big out places, but I do, if I'm like in a doctor's office or waiting room, in the car waiting for the kids, whatever it is, it's nice to have something with like a nice hard cover, so it's not, a soft cover's flimsy. Yeah, it's not my favorite. And I like to take my sketchbook wherever I go, basically. I can see that there's like a cat hair or something stuck under a sticker. That's nice. We're a classy operation here. So Strathmore Mixed Media sketchbook, hardcover, and I started it April 27th of this year and completed it on September 20th. I will pause here to show you, well, I'll put everybody's sticker names here. And I'll leave it up for a couple seconds, but you can pause it if you want to check out any of these stickers. Some of these are my stickers and some of them are from other artists. And then I also have one more on the back cover. And this is Chicken Pants, so I'll just let you know. Oh, and if you live in Ohio and you voted, you get one of these handy dandy stickers, so woohoo. All right, let's get into this, shall we? Well, this big boy sketchbook, I usually just do like the sketchbook number and the date, you know, and my email and website. So should I leave this behind somewhere, someone can track it back to me. Okay. First page. I know that this was an art hang party, number one, because I wrote it down, but also I remember doing this. I do remember this. So this was seascapes, and if these were 30 seconds, I definitely went back afterwards and put in colored pencil. But I started with watercolor. These are all 1 minute and then 2 minutes. So yeah, so these I all did during the live stream. And it was the first time I think I used watercolor on a live stream, and I found it to be a little nerve-wracking because it's just not enough time to dry, so things were just going, you know, smearing all over the place and just blending in. I would say that these two were my favorites. These I came back to watch like a day or two later. All right, this is a little bit of a story. I'm gonna make it as short as possible. My son Charlie had an art class, and I guess they were doing some kind of collage work, and there was a folder of like already cut out things, like someone already used an X-Acto and cut a bunch of shapes and like advertisements and things out. And he came home with some of the stuff that he thought was funny, and one of them was a cutout of Mario Lopez's face, and he had this like smug smirk on his face, and he just thought it was like the funniest thing, and so he just kept like leaving it in places, and I was like, I'm sick of looking at Mario Lopez's smug face. Okay, could you guys get rid of it? And then he just thought it was hilarious, so he'd like put it on my desk, he'd put it on my keyboard, he'd put it on top of my phone, he'd put it like inside my iPad cover, so when I went to go work on it, it was there. So when I found it, then I would start hiding it in other places that he was surely to stumble upon. Mario Lopez's smug ass face. And that night, after I finished the art hang party and was like leaving this open to dry, he put Mario Lopez's face right here in this little square. Since I couldn't leave it there because it was a precious commodity that we had to hide in different places, I tried to draw Mario Lopez's face. You're never gonna think that's Mario Lopez, are you? Okay, was that a great story or what? I almost forgot about this. I almost forgot about this page. I actually did a whole like studio vlog session with this. I'm pretty sure that when I was making this, I was filming a video where I was talking about mental health struggles and the tie between mental illness and creativity, and like questioning like, is there a tie? Not necessarily, but you can watch that if you are interested in hearing my personal story with mental health challenges. Because man, I've had a few. I'm a little upset that some of this has smudged around. If you can see, there's a little bit. I don't know what exactly happened there that caused that, because I definitely let this dry. I didn't spray any sort of fixative on it, but I guess that can happen. It's a sketchbook. I do want to turn this into a print though, now that I'm remembering. I'm like, I know I'm constantly like, when I make art on this channel, I'm always saying I'm gonna turn whatever I've made into a print. It just takes a while to get that done. It usually takes a lot of cleaning up digitally, and I usually have to clean up and do a lot of editing in the iPad with Procreate. So, but I do love these vibrant colors. Really love it. So I'm pleased with that. This whole spread was inspired by Helen Dardick, and I love her work. It's colorful, it's very like modern folk art, and kind of, it's very childlike and just like real refreshing. I love her work. Love it, love it, love it. So I will put her information in the description box. If you watch her like speed paints, are so cool. I wish she did a YouTube channel, but she doesn't. But you can watch her stuff on Instagram and Threads. This is one I kind of forgot about. This is, okay, so this pink and green, yellow checkerboard thingy, this is from a vintage book. I saw it was an antique store, and I just loved the cover art, so I made like a mental note to look it up. And then I found it online, so I didn't get the book, but it's called Taxis and Toadstools by Rachel Field, and I just thought, I just love the color combination and the layout. A teacup that I probably found a vintage one. I try to look for vintage stuff, not only on Pinterest, because Pinterest is so widely used. So lately I usually go to either Etsy or eBay and try and use those as references, so not as commonly used as Pinterest. Love the Muppets. I'm a big Muppet fan. I'm a Muppet girl. And these were from, that was from a Valentine's Day card. And then this was from like a 1970s birthday party invitation. I think I found that on Pinterest. The face though, the face is cursed. I mean, she, you know, everything else I think looks great, but her face is, it's a little scary. Okay, next. These are like, I'm getting my memory refreshed. I forgot about a lot of these things. This I think I did like a yellow, like painted with extra paint I had and then painted over it. So I had like a bright yellow underpainting. Just trying to think, I'm like, undercoat? What is it? And then did like just some gouache and colored pencil over it, I think. This I did like streaks of color, and then I was gonna make it like water, so it was like sunset on water, but then I found a photo of like a tulip field, so I tried to do that. It's pretty abstract looking. I don't think at first glance you would think those are tulips. See, these were Posca pens. This was an art hang party, but I did this the next day. So I was watching, I'm like, there's no way I did all, this is too detailed for the amount of time. But yeah, did I do? Maybe I did. Okay, I think, yeah, I think this must have been the bird and fish day. Yep, that's what it was, because I did some of them in here. So these are like real time for the art hang party, you know, where we had like a time limit of like 30 seconds, 2 minutes, you know, it's like, you have to be super fast. Yeah, that's what that's from. And then the next day, as a warm-up, I went back and did these. But I spent obviously more than 2 minutes on them, so I did all these in Posca. And this was an art hang party. I think it was like vintage botanical artwork. I didn't think it was my greatest attempt at things, but you know, sketchbooks are for practice. I do everything in a sketchbook. I don't have a sketchbook that's just for like pretty stuff and scribbly, and then another one for scribbly stuff and another for finished works that I scan. I do it all in one space. The only reason I'm working in two at this time is that this one just fits better in my purse. I usually carry a bigger purse in the fall, so I'll probably start bringing this more to work on, but that's the only reason I have two separate sketchbooks. It's not like I have a secret, dirty, ugly sketchbook and then like the one that I present to the world, because I share these with people, everything, because I'm like, there's the good, the bad, the ugly. You're gonna have your good art days, your bad art days, you know, your rusty in-between days. So here's more from that art hang party. They were all pretty sloppy. This was a bird. It came out really awful. I gave up on the paint and the colored pencils at that point. I think I just went with like, you know, an ink pen. Yeah, this is continued. I had a tough one with this. I'm looking at this and remembering the frustration I felt with this. I don't know. I think I was tired and having a rough day. Also, the art hang parties are on Thursday nights, and usually by that point in the week, also it's at night after dinner, and I'm ready to crash and burn and go to bed, I think. This is actually this one, I'd be like, that's pretty good. You know, like in my opinion, like for a quick, sloppy paint job. This I did during, was this? And this page, yeah. It was during Sophie McPike's, I think her first Scribble Brigade live stream, the public one. She has one for her Patreon as well. But I remember working on this during that, and it was, I want to say, like an hour and a half. I think I probably stayed for the whole thing if I did all this. This is pretty similar to if I did this first or this, but I have a print in my shop based on this. I'll pop up on the screen. But I have a running theme with like birds with rainbows trailing after them. It's kind of thing I've been doing for a while. Ooh, yes, I remember these. This is when I got these guys. It's from Tombow, but they're not the cheap. I got those on sale. And then I went to Michael's and I got the Artist Loft, which honestly, pretty much the same damn thing. And it was like $10 for a whole rainbow of colors. So I did this clowny bit over here. These are from a vintage clown costume pattern. I think that's what it came from. And then just some like psychedelic looking mushrooms. I wish I would have just left it at 3 because the composition is just kind of weird now, I guess. Who cares? I'm like, the pink one should have been taller. There should be like an odd number instead of an even number. Just whatever, ignore me. This is, I did a plein air while my husband and I were at an Airbnb right on Lake Erie, and it was a gorgeous view. This does not do it justice at all, but it was just kind of a, like, I spent like 15-20 minutes just kind of slopping it together. It turned out okay. Definitely not as pretty as the view, but it's okay. It was a nice memory to capture, let's put it that way. This I remember quite well because I feel like I just shared this video not that long ago, and now I know it well because I just finally put this print in the shop. So this is available as a print. I also did it on a video. I will put a list of all the videos where I'm doing the artwork that's in here in case you're interested in watching the process. So this was a sketch that I used a lot of, I just kind of washed a bunch of rainbow colors on, and then I blocked it all in with a black Posca. So if you are interested in watching, it's kind of satisfying to watch those. And during that video, I also did this. Same method. These are my practice pages, and then I offer those as prints as well. But I found it very satisfying to do and even to watch, just because you're watching like everything get blocked in, and it's, I don't know. I find that fun. This was Art Hang Party. It was figure drawing. I'm usually pretty lousy at figures and all that, but I'm getting better. And I gotta say, this one was 1:30. The legs are way too short. It was someone sitting on a step, I think. But I was really like, oh, like panicky drawing it. And then this is 2 minutes with the hair. I think the hair needs to be a little bit lower, but I think like they got better. I was like, I thought my proportions were actually pretty good. So for me, I'm impressed with what I was able to do. And then I decided I was gonna be bold. Oh, and that's DJ Ray Ray, and I think I did him very dirty with this one. He does not, I don't know why I struggled so much with his photo. Maybe I felt like the pressure was on because that's Melissa's partner. But sorry Ray. It's me, it's not you. Then I got brave and decided I would pull out my new favorite toy of these water-based markers. And I think she turned out good, she turned out good. This one, no. This went all wrong. I have a hard time drawing people smiling. I tend to do this weird fish mouth thing. What? I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. Anyway, I have some mid-century modern houses I was drawing because I wanted to make a card, and I did. I will pop it up on the screen for a haunted house card, as in, congratulations on moving into your new house, and I hope it isn't haunted. And I wanted to do a mid-century modern house specifically for that card. This, I think I painted leftover, yeah, this was painting just leftover paint that, like, you know, when I have a bunch of leftover paint on the palette. And especially if it's acrylic wash, I want to use it up in some way, shape, or form so it doesn't go completely to waste. But I did that and then did colored pencil on top of it. I didn't love the results at the time. I mean, I feel very meh about this now. I do like this. I think this is pretty cute. I love checkered stuff. Checkered stuff is so cute. It's very, that 90s checkered thing, especially like a wonky checkered, is like coming back so hard right now, which I'm afraid means it will crash and burn like by next year, but whatever, I'm enjoying it for now. This, I think I was trying to get that Helen Dardick inspiration again. I can see that, but it doesn't even come close to something like she do. You're trying to figure out what is it I love about their work. So that's why, yeah, that's why I, you know, really tried to figure out, I'm like, what is it I love about her work? Is it just the colors? Is it the technique, the shapes? Because she just has all these organic shapes, yet it's very folk art. Anyway, again, playing with these guys to do this, and this started the inspiration for 3 paintings that I made recently. Okay, this delicious mess is from when I made an art ASMR video, and it's called Trippy Art ASMR. Now you're not really gonna be able to tell exactly what's going on. It's just blobs of acrylic ink. So I did a whole bunch of, what I did was I did close-ups of me dripping this acrylic ink, and there's some gold in there too. So I would like wet the paper, put the drops of ink on there, and do like close-ups with it like spreading and blooming, and it does look, I think it's pretty cool. It was a labor of love. It took me a long time to put it together, but it's a very relaxing screensaver. I guess that's how I'd put it, because it's just music and it's just like the ink all blending in with each other. So these are the dried results, but some cool looking stuff came out of it. Like there's certain areas that look really cool. Like I just let it dry as is. I wanted it to show all these little ribbons of color because it just looks so cool to me. Okay, this I did in a studio vlog, and I do need to turn this into a print still. Only thing is this bird is a bit wonky, so when I scan this and basically redraw it in Procreate, I'll be fixing this guy because he's a little wonky, but I just sketched a bunch of sort of cartoony looking birds. Not cartoony, but like exaggerated shapes, I guess. I don't know if that'd be cartoony or not, but yeah, and then this, I remember I thought I had filmed it, and I used this shiny gold ink. Can you see it better now? So this is the results of the gold ink, and I just went in and just freestyle did it and didn't sketch it, and I was like, this looks cool. And I had set up the camera and put it all different angles, and I thought this will be a nice relaxing art process video, only I forgot to hit record. So I had the camera on and I was stressing out like moving it to all different angles because I try to keep art videos like interesting. Try to make it interesting to watch by showing it from different angles, and then, you know, but instead of just an overhead shot. But it didn't matter because I forgot to press record. I just basically wasted the battery and my energy. So okay, another art hang party. So this is vintage toys. I did draw some of these on a video, if you watch that. See, look at this, look at this. See the smiles of these Barbies? Like weird fish mouths. If I'm drawing a smile under pressure, I don't know what to do. Another art hang party. This was a camping theme, and I decided, I guess, to start with these guys and then move on to colored pencil. And I think this is my favorite. Was this seagull with like its feathers being like ruffled and blown out in the wind. So yeah, the dog I think is very cute. I think that turned out pretty cute. Yeah, but like here it's like I'm tired and it shows. Yes, it certainly does. Okay, this was me messing around with different color palettes for the paintings that I made. I did a series that I'll link below. And then this was, I had leftover paint, leftover pink acrylic gouache that I didn't want to waste, so I just put on this page. Then just doodled on top of it. But I think it turned out pretty cute. This is Art Hang Party. I think I caught the very end of it, and they were scenes from Amelie. Which is a great movie I haven't watched in so long. It's been years. So this, I know I did these sketches in a studio vlog recently where I was talking about taking HRT, hormone replacement therapy. So I did a whole thing on that if you want to watch. And this is a bird of paradise. It's when it's doing its mating dance. If you've ever seen it, it's quite a show, quite a sight to behold. Go watch. I don't want to hurt his ego, but it does make me laugh. Okay, some other birds. This is when I used this really cheap $10 set of oil pastels, water-soluble oil pastels I got on Amazon. I do have them in my Amazon storefront if you want to check them out. If you're looking for a cheap oil pastel, you know, because you're like, I don't have the money for the Karen Dash ones. Or if you're like me, I'm like, I could spend it. It is a business tax write-off, or it's a business expense I can write off. But I'm just like, I don't want to spend that much on oil pastels right now because I don't know that I really want to use them. This you'll see if you were here to watch my most recent video. This is me finishing up my sketchbook because I had 12 pages left and I was like, I want to get these done. So this was a Scribble Brigade replay of We Can Master That, and that's from Sophie McPike. And I had a lot of fun with these, and I was impressed with my own ability. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm kind of like, I didn't think I usually have so much trouble with figure drawing, but for some reason, I think I was killing it that day. So this, I kind of wish I hadn't added all this color in, but because I had a bunch of color here, I felt like it was missing when I got over to this page. But again, I think I did like proportions pretty well. I'm saying this like as objective as I can because usually I'm beating myself to a pulp about how I don't think I'm so great at faces or figures. Like I am constantly erasing and redoing it. I don't know. The magic was there that day and it was working for me. But don't worry, the magic didn't last. We're gonna get to some crappy art too. There was another Scribble Brigade. So hard to say. Scribble Brigade. And it was the curio cabinet. That I did live. Like I did, I think, up to here live. And That's on Sophie McPike's live section of her channel. That's available to the public if you want to do that. You can watch the replay. It was a lot of fun, really cute idea. And then I went back and did the rest of these the next day. I think I was just already having like a not so great skeletal muscle, whatever. I was having a day with my body. And I was a little too stiff because we were going fast. It was like timed to, 1 to 2 minutes each. And whenever something is timed like that, I try to tell myself to calm down. Nobody's watching me, nobody cares. But I have like a competitive streak within myself against myself. Wait, I can't explain it, okay? Yeah. But here we go. We're gonna get to some crappy drawings. Okay, art hang party. Again, timed sketches. I probably did only half of it. We were doing vintage cars, and the first 3 were rough. This was, I think, a station wagon, and I don't know what on God's green earth happened there, but that is not mechanically sound to drive. I don't think any of these are, but this one, I was like, hey, that's not so bad. This, okay. I think I did the Beetle the best because I love a VW bug. I've wanted a vintage VW bug my entire life. So, did it live up to this point. These, I believe I did this the next day, that I finished up the next day. Then I had the brilliant idea, which is something I've actually wanted to do, was to draw cars I've owned. So I decided to do that. And I think this was on the same day. Yet somehow, from here to here, it all went to hell. I just lost all my talent and skill, I guess. So my very first car was either 1986, 87 white Mercury Sable with gray vinyl seats. Yeah, that got totaled in a very bad accident when I was 18. I survived, otherwise, actually, no, I died. I'm a ghost. I am my ghost telling you all of this. It was just a rainy day and I hydroplaned and smashed into a telephone pole. And had the telephone pole not been there, and had I not been wearing my seatbelt, would have been problematic because there was like a big ravine. So I probably would have done the Toonces the Driving Cat roll down the hill. Then we had a gray Pontiac Grand Am. I loved this car. I'm gonna tell you why. See, this car was fine and dandy, and it was given to me, so I was grateful. But it did not have something I desperately needed. And as anyone who grew up in the 80s or 90s, or was a teenager at that time like I was, the one thing that really mattered was a tape deck. I needed a tape deck with a car built around it, and this had a tape deck. And I can't tell you how many mixed tapes I had ready to go for when I finally had a car one day with a tape deck. So this glorious car had a tape deck and it sounded really good. This car is the light blue 1980 Oldsmobile Tornado that was actually my bubby's, my Jewish grandmother. And she only drove it to the beauty salon and the drugstore. So when I got it in 1997, I think, I drove it up to Connecticut, and this was my car when I was in Connecticut for a couple of years. It was a loud beast. It only got like 10 to 12 miles to the gallon. I think it might have had an 8-track player along with a tape player, so This is from this is crazy pants over here. I know. This was I almost said Sophie McBride, Sophie McPike's Scribble Brigade, but her Patreon version. So that you're not going to be able to find to the public. If you want that, you've got to join her Patreon, and let me tell you, it is worth its weight in gold. I love it. So what it was like a randomized descriptive word prompt. So for example, she pulled like 3 different strips of paper, and this one has a clown face, mushroom with gloves, beetle carrying a baby wearing platforms. So I think we had to draw a beetle that is carrying a baby wearing platforms. And what's funny is then you have to decide, is the beetle wearing the platforms? Is the baby wearing platforms? Oh shoot, now that I think of it, I should have drawn like one of the Beatles. That would have been creative, but I think we had like 5 minutes or something, but I did the replay. I could have paused it and made more time for myself. These 2 are my favorites. This is microscopically small, wearing a sweater, curled into a ball. And it's a little bee wearing a fuzzy sweater. I just think it's cute. And this is very old, underwater is dancing. So this is my world famous grandma turtle, except it's a sea turtle. It's not world famous, but in my view it is. I sketched up a grandma turtle one day in my sketchbook, one of my sketchbooks. It's in one of my tours. And I just thought I was just in a silly mood, and I drew a turtle, and I thought it kind of looks like an old lady, so I put a doily on its shell and gave it glasses. In the original, she has like a little curly gray wig, and she carries butterscotch candies, and the little strawberry candies, you know what I mean? Okay, next. These were the last 2 prompts from that Scribble Brigade. So flower person wearing a garland of flowers sitting on a leaf. And I remember I felt like I failed very hard on these. You can't go wrong. There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong sketch answer. You know what I mean? But I was not impressed with my results. I think I was just tired and done. So this one lives in a glass bottle, riding a horse, wearing glitter. So I said, well, they're not all winners, but this was a lot of fun. And then here's just, a smear of gold ink and a random mushroom. And so let's throw it back to Deb in the studio.
Thanks, Deb. I'm here with the sketchbook that we just looked at. And am I filming this immediately after I filmed the intro? Maybe. So tell me what you thought. I'd love to know. I'd also love to know what sketchbooks you like to use if you're an artist, what brands you like, because I've been using this brand for quite a while. I'm always open to hearing different brands and different materials that people like because, I'm open to suggestions. And I have everything that I use and all my favorite art supplies linked in my Amazon storefront that will be in my description below. And I'm going to be releasing some spooky season themed content. I'm not doing Vlogtober so much. I know a lot of people do Vlogtober. Because I can't keep up with the daily thing. But I will have some personal ghost stories to share and maybe some ghosty draw with me stuff, and I might be making a download for people to like a free download so that you could color along with me. I thought that would be fun. What do you think? Does that sound like a good idea? Let me know. My cat's trying to break into the room right now, so I'm gonna head off of here, and I appreciate you being here. If you're subscribed, thank you so much, and if not, I guess it was nice to have you here, so thank you for watching. Love you. Bye.